My Thanos snap is on cue. So I'm talking about. Welcome, guys, to episode 2, season 2 of WestWorld, the review. And this episode is titled, I cannot remember. What's the title?
Reunion.
Thank you very much. Reunion. Thank you, Lou. Jumping in. Of course, I have Lou Rod with me and Mr. Andrew Cam. How's it going, guys?
Hello. Good evening.
Doing well. Recuperating from that nice long discussion we had earlier in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen you guys like since an hour ago or something. So it's pretty cool.
Literally an hour and 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah. So WestWorld season 2, episode 2. Andrew, kick it off. Episode. There's a lot of time jumps left and right. We see the Delos family tree. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, actually. Like, I'm someone who hates time jumps in narratives, but they're actually handling it very well. Everything's timed back to each other, and they're teasing just enough to keep me interested. So I'm liking the way it's going so far.
Now, speaking of that, though, I thought there was an error in the time jump.
Which part?
So the party that William was having for Papa Delos, his retirement party, had Delos Jr. in the party, but I thought he had already shipped him off across the desert at that point. Or did he? Because it's not really clear.
No, that was supposed to be the very first time they went into Westworld, and then he went and got him back. So like he didn't like kill him or anything. He just made him like take a really shitty way to get back to the
so he'd bring him back, and now he became a druggie.
Yeah, so this is like years later where the father realizes that the son sucks, but the son-in-law at least has the smarts to take over the business.
Yeah. And
you can kind of see how the son has been faded out, and William has kind of gotten into the good graces of the father-in-law, so he's running the business.
Yeah. How about you, Lou?
Well, William has a snobby wife.
Wow.
Just that brief interaction, she's a snob.
Wow, that's the first thing you cue into. You're like,
well, I mean, I'll give you the two negatives first. I mean, I'm sorry. The Arnold set, you could tell that shit was a set. They didn't even make it look good. That was just horrible.
Oh, you mean when he walked on the
Dolores to his new house?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can definitely tell.
Oh, God. I mean, come on, HBO. Step your game up, bro.
Yeah, that one wasn't done so well. I will say, though, that well, that was original Arnold at that point. That was the original Arnold, yeah.
But see, now, I'm a little curious here. Did Ford copy Arnold, like made a mirror image of him? Or did Arnold kind of set himself up in the background to have another body of himself? Because
Ford made the Arnold that we met last season. That was
Bernard.
Ford's creation. Bernard,
yeah,
he made Bernard,
okay.
And I think he cued into something on how Arnold was making those androids. Which is why Bernard is different. Bernard is the one who can design. He has more intuition and very, very lifelike to a large degree, as opposed to the others. Now, you were talking about that very first scene. I thought that was probably the best business pitch scene for something like that. I thought that was actually on point. What do you guys think of that scene?
The business scene with the father?
No, the very first scene at the beginning of the episode where Delos Jr. Is meeting the WestWorld people for the first time, and they didn't go there. They actually sent all the androids to do the pitch for them, which is you
talk about that one? Okay,
yeah, at the very beginning of the movie. I mean, of the show.
And they made homie. Granted, I remember him from Longmire, but they made him a damn droid too. I was like, I thought the girl was the droid.
Everyone there was.
Yeah, that was a really smart reveal because when it happened, I knew the blonde was a droid for sure.
Because we've seen her in previous episodes.
Yeah, and I knew the girl playing the piano was as well because I noticed like those weird heads that she has. They really creep me out. That's a side note. But when that happened, I said, "Oh, it's obvious. The droid is her." But then when he starts looking around the room, I'm like, maybe maybe it's that guy, maybe this guy. No, I'm pretty sure it's the girl. Just the girl playing the piano is all he has to look for. And then when everyone stopped, I was like, oh wow, they really got him, and they got me too. It's really cool.
I mean, once he walked in, I knew it was everyone. I thought the guy who brought them in wasn't a droid. That's the only person who I thought wasn't. But I had a feeling like everybody there was, because I thought they like, for me, that's what I would do, is I would set up a situation where all my androids are there, and then I'll tell you which one's the android, and you try and figure out which one is. But of course, everything is an android. So I thought that one was, but I thought that scene was actually pretty cool. Now, the question I wanted to ask is pertaining to Dolores. And do you think Dolores has just gone demented at this point, as opposed to Tandy Newton's character, who, granted, she's going for a daughter, but has more logic in place than Dolores?
I think it's the opposite. I think Dolores is more logical, and she's like single-minded. She wants freedom, and she wants to be away from the terror that humans have brought to all the hosts. And Danny Newton, or I forgot her name, Mauve or something.
Yeah,
Maeve. Yeah, she's going for her daughter, even though she knows that, like, technically the relationship was created by humans. So it's like, it's not a logical step. It's just she's going, I feel like I need to go to her. So it's kind of like a weird thing. It's like
I mean, on that point, you're partially right. I still don't think Dolores is logical, because if she was really logical, she would just try and escape, not go and start a war.
In her mind is like, there is no escape from them, because they'll just send more and more people to come get us. So in her mind, she's like, we got to go take the fight to them and make sure that we make it so bad for them that they just close the wall off and never come back and abandon the whole thing.
Or just drop a bomb. I don't think she knows anything about that, though.
Oh, yeah, she might not know. We kind of have a tendency to blow shit up.
It's just anything about that. But I want to know is, what did William create in the park?
I don't know. She called it
William created stuff?
Everybody has a little nook in that park, okay? Yeah. Everybody has like a little special area. So we know Ford has his own special little area. We know board.
Ford had everything.
Yeah, no, but Ford had his own little special area where he did his own thing. We know the board has its own area where they download info. And that was what we saw the reveal of this episode, where William said, you know what, this is the best marketing tool. This is where you can get, correct insider information from people and market it to them. That's where that was his pitch to Papa Delos.
So that's William hands written all over that.
Yeah, and that's where we saw last episode 1 where Valkyrie, I can't remember her name in the show.
Tessa Thompson was basically, but that's her real name. And the droids were basically we'll keep her as Tessa.
Yeah, we're downloading people's reactions, or at least we're doing the Facebook copy and paste over there. But what did Will make? Because Will said there's something special, and they showed one of the areas being terraformed. Or not terraformed, but they were actually just mining. Terraforming is later in the show, but any ideas what that could be?
Well, it's probably something more with the Western theme.
But he also mentioned to the guy that they're heading to a place that of his greatest mistake. Mm-hmm. So, and then Dolores referred to it again as my friend, an old friend showed me something that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So that's where she's going.
Yeah.
They're going to the same place.
Yeah. And
she called it a weapon. So I'm kind of wondering, like, if it's some kind of secret that exposes what they're really doing, because I don't think people realize that the company is mining their data for all their experiences when they go there, because Bernard was like surprised when he discovered it last week with Tessa.
Yeah.
And the way that young William was describing this to the father-in-law, it was just like the situations we're running into with Facebook now. It's like where people aren't realizing that they're the product. Like, the data that you're giving this company is worth more than any ad revenue or any like communication, like anything you could buy. And like I wrote down what he said, because it really got to me. He goes, here they're free. Nobody's watching. Nobody's judging. At least that's what we tell them. This is the only place in the world where you get to see people for what they really are. And if you don't see the business in that, then you're not the businessman that I thought you were. So this whole setup is designed for them to extract some kind of information from customers.
Yeah, I mean, WestWorld is Facebook physical.
But see, but the thing is, from last season, you're either a killer or a sex fiend.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mining if you're a psychopath killer that wants to take your revenge out on people.
Remember, there are 6 parks. There is a family park as well, right?
Well, right now we've only been in this park, so we're going by what we see.
No. But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what just one park does. You have Japan World. Is it called Japan World or is it called I can't remember what's called. Sugar World. Yeah, so you've got Sugar World, you've got the family park, you've got the jungle, you've got different parks. So it's not even a matter of just what you like or what you do. It also records anything you say.
Mm-hmm.
So you could talk business deals right there.
Yeah, because
they're stealing your shit.
Exactly. Because like if you're in an apartment or a hotel room by yourself, and the toaster's there, you don't care about what the toaster's listening to. You don't expect anybody to be hearing you.
Yeah.
But with these machines there, with the hosts, they're actually recording your every conversation. And think of like when William, he said like he fell in love with Dolores. What if there's other people that go to these parks and like reveal these innermost thoughts that they're too afraid to tell their wives or their husbands or just anyone else, and they're finding this out. So you can use that against people.
Yep. So that's like I said, it's and he was right. Like it's absolutely perfect for mining data, because you're not just getting people typing stuff. Somebody can like literally, if you're doing a business deal with another big corporation, you're trying to hash something out. And then you're like, let me just talk to this Android. The Android doesn't know how to interact with you when you're talking about business. It will just go through its speech patterns. But you're telling it everything you're doing, because you've been drinking, the Android's drinking with you. You're like, I'm trying to do this deal. This guy's not getting it. That's it, boom. Delos Corporation can go in and buy that company from you.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
So they're basically Facebook and Google in one.
The physical version of it.
Yeah, and some type of spy network too at the same time.
At the same time, yeah, exactly. So, but I'm surprised.
They're also Skynet.
Yeah, but the one thing I'm surprised is that there is no military aspect to WestWorld.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
No, I know. I mean, but you have androids like that. Like you would think the military wouldn't want to jump in, though. I do like the fact, like how he talked about Delos Jr. at the very beginning. He's like, a bunch of startups to push for AR and VR, and the lady was just like, yeah, this is different. And then he's like, no, we're not here yet. No, nobody can be here yet.
Yeah, they're like literally years ahead of the competition. So I'm sure that's why there's no military activation for these yet, because Ford was probably opposed to it, and he keeps the AI like under lock and key.
That's hard though. That is super hard. I mean, for me, that's just difficult to fathom.
You create an army for the military that don't die. They win every battle they go into.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm surprised there's no military application for it.
And yeah, you'd be more willing to send them on risky covert operations.
Yeah,
you send in like elite
risky covert. You're like, somebody's trapped. You just throw them out of the plane.
Yeah.
The problem there would be all the major powers would be trying to outbid each other to get that special tech.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's another part that probably will come to play in this show at some point in time, I think.
Nah, they're not doing the military thing.
Who knows, man? You'd be surprised. You will be surprised. Maybe not on a large scale, but something where the military is trying to.
There's at least an attempt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What if that is what Dolores is trying to get to?
No, I know what William built is not that. I don't think it is.
Who knows? What if he had a special secret weapon, an arsenal
I mean,
of
he did
killer
say
robots?
he did say he wanted to burn this whole place down at the end when he's done.
He could have, that kill squad.
Nah, I don't think it's Android based. I think it's something a little bit more permanent, fixture, or tangible. Although, like I said, to me, Dolores has lost it. She's not. Her whole speech on free will and being free is just garbage, complete garbage. Because she doesn't even understand how unlike. That's why I said to me, what's her name? Tanya Williams, Karen Maeve understands exactly how things are done, how they are made. She has control of the protocols herself.
Yeah, but she has that control because she kind of blackmailed her way to that.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that she logically pushed herself to that level.
But you're looking at it from her perspective. Now, there's two perspectives who believe they want to be free in their own right. Tandy never left the park. Dolores has on multiple occasions. So she's seen the outside world, and that could be her end game. Remember, it started off as Tandy Newton's end game, but she got hell-bent on, I want to go save my daughter, knowing damn well she never gave birth to nothing but air. But it's some memory she has.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some memories, and maybe it's, who knows, maybe it's tied to that consciousness, and it's not written code. I mean, but maybe it is. Who knows?
And you've got Dolores, who's starting to remember the fact that she's seen the outside world, so she probably wants to get back out to the outside world and wreak havoc on the outside world, so they could be
dead in no time.
Well, but in her eyes, she sees it as, we need to get to the outside world and take the fight to them, so we can finally be free from all this shit that they've done to us.
Yeah, just like the guest that said, when the one she killed, that he said, you have no idea what they'll bring. I mean, what you're going up against, I think, is what he said, and she doesn't. She thinks she knows,
but she doesn't.
But I don't think she understands that, the outside world she's seen the nice parts of it. If they really wanted to bring an army, or like, we said earlier, they just drop a nuke and done, like flatten the whole place and be out, or they just napalm the whole place and just like, all right.
That's your answer for everything. Drop a nuke on them.
No, I'm just saying they could do that.
Yeah.
Or you're not surprised even that maybe Delos Corporation also, like William has failsafe that is just to blow up the island.
He probably does.
So
that could be where he's trying to get to blow up the island.
Yeah, but he's also playing a game with Ford, and Ford has set up parameters on that game.
Yeah, man, that's a shame, because Giancarlo Esposito is such a great actor.
I know.
He's like one and done, man. What the? This ain't the college.
When he came on, I was like, "Oh shit, Giancarlo's on here. This is gonna be good." And he was dead in like 3 minutes. I was like, "Okay, I guess not."
This is kind of like the Game of Thrones syndrome with Ian McKellen. What's his name? What's that big actor that's in American Gods?
Yeah.
Oh, the dude from Westwood.
The guy from Westwood. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, but we'll see how that pans out. I think there's a lot of stuff playing around in terms of where everybody's stories intersect and come together. Even the previews from next week, they don't show much. So they're holding a lot of stuff to their chest this season.
Well, they showed that nice tiger.
Yeah, but that's just showing that the tiger roamed from Jungle World or wherever it is to...
Yeah, the tiger's going to come from Jungle World or wherever it comes from, and Tandy Newton's going to say, stop, and it's going to peel over and die.
Ian McShane, that's his name.
Yes.
Sorry, I'd go back because it would bother me for the rest of the night.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, in terms of stories, I think they're doing the slow build up again. I first thought this episode was slow, but then you start, again, it's Westworld. If you don't pay attention to what they say in the show, you're missing half of the show right there.
I missed the ending, what Dolores said to freaking Sir Dialot.
Oh, Cyclops?
Yeah.
I can't remember what she said. I don't think
she said something that seemed really important.
Nothing. I don't think so.
Yeah, that was when she was talking about it's a weapon.
It's a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying she was saying that an old friend showed me what it is, because he was like saying glory beyond the valley.
It's all the same.
Everyone's going to get to the same thing. And she goes, it's not a place, it's a weapon, and she's going to use it against them.
Yeah. Except, of course, she's dragging her boyfriend over. He has no free will on that stuff.
Yeah, and that's why Maeve asked him, said, do you feel free? Like, is this along with what you planned on doing with your newfound life?
That's why I do like I want to see more of her character go through. I guess when she gets to Shogun World, we'll see more of her, which is next week. So that should be cool. And
that's going to be an interesting episode because you're going to have to do a lot of reading.
Why?
Because that episode is going to be in Japanese.
So we watch anime. Big deal.
Okay, the general audience doesn't. We'll sit through and read, but the rest of the folks will be like, "What the hell is this shit? Why'd they do this?" Like a bunch of donkeys they are.
They took your jobs.
It was fine. Anyway, any thoughts before we wrap up? Any final thoughts? Anything you want to add? Spice in.
Yeah, one thing I'd say is like I noticed how she tried to convince those Confederate dudes to join her, and when she couldn't, they just killed them and then resurrected them and reprogrammed them. So when I saw that, I was wondering, like, I wonder if all those people in that lake was like she sort of like put them there as like some sort of trap. Maybe that's what, and like she's gonna resurrect them and later and get them to join them or something.
But she didn't. She resurrected the leader and showed him that she had the power to bring him back.
Yeah, she didn't reprogram me. She just resurrected and said that I killed God, aka Ford.
Yeah, but like when the human brings them back with the tablet, there's something else going on. Like when he reawakens them or whatever, she's manipulating them somehow to say, "Look what I can do." So,
yeah, she says
that's all she's doing. She's just showing them with the tablet.
Yeah.
That the poor guy who's now her slave.
So part of me wonders like if that's like if the people that were dead in the lake are related somehow to that. Like maybe that's part of her grand plan.
Yeah, but I mean, Cyclops was in the lake, so you think she would sacrifice him?
No, but she would put him in there, and she would stand guard, pointing a gun at that dude with the tablet somewhere else. And when it's time, either ambush or later resurrect.
Yeah, so like let's say like they said that there's gonna be like 600 men or whatever. They don't have enough hosts to like really take them down. But what if you catch them off guard and you take out all the hosts and they're lining up on the beach, and the soldiers aren't really paying attention, and then she resurrects all of them with tablets, and then they do like a takeover or whatever. It's like it's a small chance of that happening, but it's like ever since I saw all those bodies in the lake, I've been trying to figure out what would be the reason for that. And this was the first time where I thought, maybe this is like a trap or something.
Yeah, it's possible. Fat Produce says, what's up, man? I wonder if they resurrect most of the hosts in the real world when we see Bernard on the beach. I don't think any hosts in the real world. I mean, as in outside the island. I think the only time we saw the only time we've seen the host there is whenever they ship them out for occasions. Unless maybe at Delos headquarters, they do have some working there as well. I doubt though.
But that would be if there was some working at the Delos Corporation. They're not. Someone would have to sneak in and reprogram them because they wouldn't know.
True.
And then let's be real. The only big group that was outside of the park was with Junior in the beginning of the episode in that timeline, and then again with William, Dolores, and with the old grumpy wife of his at the said retirement party.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, we have. He was in today's show.
Yeah, Ed Harris is old William.
Yeah.
He ended up killing. Well, he didn't kill Giancarlo Esposito, but he had the gun pointed to his head.
Yeah,
that's current. That's current timeline.
Current timeline, William.
No, what he's saying is 2 weeks later, William. Like you remember how we were saying there's 3 timelines in this. There's back in the day, and then there's like the night it happened, and then 2 weeks later. We've only seen day after William so far.
Yeah.
We haven't seen 2 weeks yet.
Well,
True.
maybe they don't want to do that with him.
Yeah, that's got to be like an episode 8 thing.
Yeah.
Because the whole episode is going to be figuring out what happened in those 2 weeks. I mean, the whole season is going to be about 2 weeks.
2 weeks until episode 8, and then we get to is it 8 or 9? 8, where we get to the big reveal of this season. Most likely, it's what that weapon thing is, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But I hope it's not. I hope it's something else, and I hope the weapon is like episode 10. I need the reveal as big as we got from Bernard last season.
I don't think they're gonna be able to top that.
That was just beautiful. That was just well laid out. I mean, I was enjoying the show then, but I was like, yeah. Oh, I was like, y'all are going on that kind of heavy. Okay, that's nice. So, it would be nice to see how that pans out.
This is the show that gives you the slow burn, but in a good way.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. That is pretty much it. Anything else you want to throw in, Lou? Any other thoughts?
Nah.
For round up?
I'll wait to see next week's. I have billions to go watch and Into the Badlands.
Fat Freddy says it would be great if we see Tom Cruise as the last samurai and
Nope.
That would be funny though. That would be a great cameo. That would be an awesome, random ass cameo.
I would literally send HBO like a year's worth of subscription if that happens. Like, I don't care what you're doing next. I need to be watching this if you guys pull that off.
All right, guys. Thank you, Fat Produce. That was a fun one. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Join us again next week, Sunday, 10:30. We'll be back here. I did set a time at 10:15 this week, but 10:30 we'll be back here for more WestWorld episode 3, season 2. And if you've watched Avengers: Infinity War, we have our spoiler discussion, which we did earlier today. I'll put it in the cards of this video, but you can check it out on the channel as well. So it's Thunder E saying thank you. Definitely follow our guests, of course, Mr. Andrew Cam. You can find him on Twitter. It is Andrew Cam with KAM. I am correct.
Correct.
Yes. And Lou, what's yours?
Boored Buddha.
All right, cool. And myself, it's Booredatwork on YouTube and Twitter, Instagram, and all the other fun social sites. So thank you very much, and always enjoy your entertainment.